Hello, Sally Talks Books. Can you recommend some new books for me? All right, new books are here. Hi, welcome to Himalaya. New books are here. Today, the book we bring to you is Grandpa Na Talks About Bronze, Jade, and Porcelain, jointly published by Bui Publishing House and Glisho Education Press. In life, many parents enjoyed taking their children to museums to admire the splendor of cultural relics while also gaining knowledge. However, understanding cultural relics does have a certain threshold. Usually, beside each artifact in the museum, there's a complex name and a brief description that seems clear but actually leaves people confused. Uh, Therefore, for outsiders, visiting a museum is like skimming the surface. You need to learn some knowledge about artifacts first, then go to the museum to have the desire to explore further and gain more fun. And the book we're introducing today, Grandpa Na Talks About Bronze, Jade, and Porcelain, is a set of popular science books that can guide you into the world of cultural relics. The Grandpa Na in the book title is the author Na Ji Liang. He is a veteran researcher at the Palace Museum who has taught at multiple universities like Taiwan University and Fujian Catholic University and published various monographs on ancient artifacts such as Jade Dictionary, Comprehensive Explanation of Jade, General Catalog of Chinese Antiquities, Stone Drum Comprehensive Study, and so on. It can be said that his entire life has been spent dealing with various cultural relics, and he even nearly lost his life while escorting them. In 1925, at just 17 years old, Grandpa Na was recommended by Chen Yuan, one of the four great historians, to join the Palace Museum for artifact inventory work. At that time, there were still 10 months until the founding of the Palace Museum, and his 70-year career there began. In early 1933, when Shan Haiguan fell and Beiping was in peril, to prevent Japanese invaders from destroying the Palace Museum artifacts, the museum organized the southward relocation of the artifacts, and Grandpa Na participated in it. Someone threatened to plant bombs on the railway during the escort journey.
Grandpa Na's family found out and urged him to give up this job.
But he refused. Thus, Grandpa Na and his colleagues, despite inconvenient transportation, braved numerous dangers to escort 13,491 boxes of artifacts, traveling through Henan, Jiangsu, Hubei, Hunan, Guizhou, and Sichuan, crossing over half of China. Famous pieces like the jadeite cabbage and stone drums were among them. In 1946, during the journey to return the artifacts to Nanjing, an incident occurred. The vehicle carrying the national treasure stone drums was driving on a mountain road near Qianzhang, Chongqing, when it suddenly had an accident and tumbled down a ravine. Grandpa Na and his companions jumped off the car at the critical moment, saving their lives. And by a stroke of luck, the stone drums fell to the ground when the car flipped over, not rolling down further with it. Plus, the packaging was so sturdy that the stone drums stayed intact. That's why Grandpa Na said, "I believe cultural relics have spirits. Otherwise, how come everyone always escapes safely during enemy bombings, at critical moments, and even when cars or boats overturn?" During these busy days, Grandpa Na protected the artifacts while keeping up with his research. When the stone drums arrived in Yimai, Sichuan, they were stored in the western annex of Womiao Temple. Grandpa Na lived in a small room there, spending all day copying inscriptions, gathering data on the drums, and building his expertise, bit by bit, through time, with the artifacts. Later, due to historical events, Grandpa Na followed the artifacts to Taipei, personally overseeing the construction and editing of the National Palace Museum, compiling artifact catalogs, and organizing U.S. exhibitions. Once, an American Life magazine wanted to publish a photo of a Qing Dynasty Kanxi silver-white bodiless porcelain bowl. To highlight how thin the bowl's walls were, the American photographer planned to put a dead fly inside and take a photo from outside to show its shadow. Grandpa Na thought the method was clever, but why did it have to be a fly.
Readers would see the photo and say, Chinese people are so unhygienic. Even national treasures have dirty flies on them.
Grandpa Na argued with them for ages, and finally, they swapped in another insect.
Grandpa Na's passion for artifacts shows not just in protecting and studying them, but also in his joy at sharing their essence with others.
Especially for kids, when he worked at the National Palace Museum in Taipei, he lived nearby and would take his family's children there in free time to tell artifact stories. And first he told stories to his son, then later to his grandkids. Probably after telling so many, he just wrote them into a book. So the stories in the book by Grandpa Na aren't made up, most are adapted from what he told the children. For example, in discussing bronze artifacts, the book uses explanations of dozens of representative pieces to help readers tackle basic questions. Why do bronze artifacts exist? How many categories of bronze artifacts are there? How do you distinguish each type's function? And what's its most important value? For example, the first bronze artifact covered in the book is the Li tripod. So, through the father character in the book, Grandpa Na first presents the pictographic character for Li, using this written form to teach children about its original shape. And he then explains from ancient people's perspective, to easily lift this large bronze pot off the fire, handles were added so a pole could be inserted, allowing removal without waiting for the fire to cool. Later, people found the lie's legs too thick, leaving insufficient space for firewood and reducing heat, so they lengthened the legs, creating the ding. After the ding appeared, people rarely made li anymore, which is why so many dings survive today. You see, this knowledge framework is excellent, easy to understand. For artifact books, accurate and realistic illustrations are essential. Nearly every artifact mentioned in each volume comes with high-definition illustrations. Stories and scenes like specific porcelain making steps also feature hand-drawn illustrations supporting the text. Plus, the large format book uses glossy paper and color printing, creating stunning visuals where you can even see fine artifact details like tiny patterns. Grandpa Na wrote in his memoir, "After publishing this book, I gave copies to my grandsons. I gave one to Li Ruliang when he was in 5th grade. Once, learning he was visiting the National Palace Museum in Taipei with classmates, I went to the exhibition hall to find them. He was explaining Jade artifacts to his classmates. Security told me, 'This kid is amazing. He explains everything so thoroughly.' I told them he was my grandson. He started giving talks after reading my book. I hope this book helps you understand artifacts better too." That concludes our introduction to Grandpa Na Talks About Bronze, Jade, and Porcelain. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
New books are here.
Presented by Sally Talks Books, in collaboration with globally renowned publishers, bringing you a fresh new experience in book information.